Many Mozambique school students lost their classrooms after Cyclone Idai's destruction. The rise of e-books promises to reverse the trend of people reading fewer books. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Maggie Tsai. Thank you for joining us. In Mozambique, Cyclone Idai has damaged more than 2,700 classrooms in the disaster area, Sofala Province. At one of the affected schools, the classrooms of the school have been destroyed, and students must hold their classes under a large tree. Despite the harsh condition, the students still study diligently.
The children are taking these steps to pursue an education. However, their classroom is only the area under this large tree.
Agua, na papa, o gato comelão,
o gato comelão.
Não temos sala, não sei se era isso aqui. Assim, com o ciclone acabou de estragar.
Our school was destroyed by Cyclone Idai. Without a classroom, we can only hold classes under the tree shade. When it rains, we cannot hold classes, and we can only share the space with other classes. When it gets too hot, we sit under the tree shade. Without shade, the children can only go home.
Procuro ter sombra para conseguir dar aula assim mesmo. Não consegui, dispenso alunos para casa.
Porque sole aquece muito.
Taking a few steps from the tree, we reached the location of the old classroom. Now there's only debris and mud. The children are also wondering when the new classrooms can be built.
I can only tell them this is what we have right now. Regardless of the wind or rain, we still need to study diligently.
Cyclone Idai has damaged more than 2,700 classrooms in Sofala. EPC Akodus Lusaka is only one of the schools.
According
to the mayor, no NGOs have come to help out. Therefore, they really need the care and help of more charity organizations. We can see students are using damaged stationery. He's using the damaged pencil sharpener to sharpen his pencil. Due to a lack of resources, this is his only belonging.
We have schools must be rebuilt. Yeah, you have to rebuild the school, to construct the school from the beginning. There's no school. But others, we have, it's possible to give to them, for example, zinc. They can put back the zinc. Tarp, some schools who can use tarp. But also we need, there are some places you cannot do anything.
We've planned 3 stages. The first stage is to distribute stationery, including notebooks, pencils, pens, pencil sharpeners, and school bags. The second stage is to try to build practical classrooms that can be durable with wood. The last stage to see if we can build an influential school that is filled with hope in the vast country of Mozambique.
What we'd like to advise who is coming to help us, we would like to have resilient schools, not just come and rebuild the school. We think that who comes to help us must do something stronger, something that can stay for a long time and support not any kind of winds or any kind of cyclone, but support some kinds of winds or cyclone.
Education cannot be delayed. In the aftermath of the cyclone, 13-year-old Maria and 9-year-old Christina have become the few children left in the family. Being well taught, the 2 sisters washed their hands before having meals. The rice in the home was donated by a charity organization. After eating a little bit of food, Maria quickly helps her sister with schoolwork. Regardless of what she does, Maria still looks depressed. Cyclone Idai has taken the lives of her father and 4 siblings.
On that day, the flood water was up to the neck. I carried the children on my shoulder and swam. My husband got out later. I saw that he drank lots of the flood water and was washed away with the other 4 children.
Now the mother lives a harsh life with her 2 daughters and 6-year-old son. The 2 sisters have matured. Despite still coping with the loss of their loved ones, the mother has to stay strong for the family.
I will find ways to support the family. I will go to the roadside market to buy onions and tomatoes. Then I will sell them in the village. This way I can buy the children's books and shoes with the income.
It might take some time before Maria can overcome the grief of losing her family members. For now, they embrace each other and vow to support each other with love.
Tzu Chi disaster relief team continued to distribute construction and farming supplies in Mozambique. Meanwhile, Tzu Chi also recruited many local volunteers. Due to some misunderstandings, there were some chaos during the training. Fortunately, the county sheriff has stepped out to solve the crisis. When everything is lacking, even sandbags can be turned into a bridge. After Cyclone Idai, volunteers visited all the affected residents' houses and wrote down all of their loss. More and more people have flocked into the venue because there's hearsay that Tzu Chi is hosting an aid distribution or even offering job opportunities. It has caused some disorder at the spot. The sheriff of Arma County has showed up in time to calm everyone down and solve the emergency.
Tzu Chi volunteers are not hosting a distribution but recruiting volunteers. You are not required to sign up, but I highly encourage all of you to volunteer.
The chaos has turned into order. Local residents warm up the venue with singing.
Why we are here to see family. We can be together to make Matushira and Mozambique a better place.
The play shows that love is equal to everyone. The spirit of the Bamboo Coin Bank has touched the affected residents, and they've cherished the chance to put in coins.
I like the love and harmony here, and I like the volunteer spirit to do good deeds.
The 2 things that move me the most is volunteers' selfless love and all the giving and distributions. It's all out of a hope to ease others' pain, and I want to be a good person like this too. During the disaster period, we must be more united and gather everyone's love. We should bring our family to join to volunteer.
Chiefs from 32 tribes gathered to listen to Tzu Chi volunteers' expectation for the future of Mozambique.
You will be the one that will be staying here to really help your people. We will leave one day, but you'll be the one to continue to help the people. So much thank you.
More than 200 local residents have acquired a new identity of a local volunteer. At the darkest moment, their smiles are still bright because they remain hopeful for the future. On March 4th, Cyclone Idai devastated East Africa, causing the biggest flood in 20 years. According to statistics, a total of 960 people were killed in 3 countries, and millions of people have been displaced so far. Tzu Chi Foundation has completed distribution of corn flour, rice, beans, etc. Sometimes volunteers spend the whole day caring for survivors, as everyone is united in helping them rebuild their home.
Cyclone Idai swept through Southeast Africa, bringing the worst flooding the area has seen in the past 20 years. The most affected areas in Mozambique, Butsi, Guro, Dombe, and Hamatanda, have been hard to reach as the roads are still being blocked, with many evacuation shelters lacking food. Tzu Chi volunteers brave the conditions to get to those in need. The heavy rain led the Butsi River to burst, the flooding ruining crops. At a local school in Hamatanda, the rooftops were blown off.
Esse copo para esta sala vem quantos? Quantos copos? Copo de feijão. Para almoço ou jantar? Okay.
Tzu Chi's post-disaster aid distribution started on May 30th. It first began in Dombe and Mushai. The village chief said this was the first time foreign aid was received after the disaster. The following day, a second distribution was held at Dondo, which is near Beira. Supplies were sent from the capital, Maputo, and the truck arrived after 29 hours of journey and a punctured tire. The aid materials distributed today not only included rice, but other food, as well as hygiene products.
We have nothing left. Our house and children's books are all gone. We have nothing to eat. These goods will fill my stomach and that of my children. We will temporarily stay here, but we don't know about the future. Thank you for helping us. Thank you.
In the immediate 2 weeks after the cyclone hit, the affected residents have relied on bean curd soup to fill their stomachs. Now, with Tzu Chi's assistance, each plastic bucket is filled with all the food and daily necessities for each household. Tzu Chi volunteers went to Hamatanda village on April 7th to deliver aid supplies to around 1,000 families. The elderly, the weak, and children receive preferred priority.
We use this to make sure if they are the elderly or pregnant women, they need this ticket in order to get in and receive the goods.
They are enough to last 1 month for the 3 of us.
The following day, on April 8th, another 874 aid packages has been distributed in the Chica village. Local health authorities also bring oral cholera vaccine. Without enough water purification tablets to go around, Tzu Chi volunteers from South Africa procured 10,000 tablets in 1 day to send to the 3 East African countries.
我们在这里已经等了2个多小时了。那现在因为道路有塌方，那工程车还是在修理。
Cyclone Idai also affected Zimbabwe with the same heavy hand. Originally, volunteers wanted to walk the 20 kilometers to the emergency shelter. Fortunately, they met a local resident who guided them, enabling them to take a car to the destination. On the way, volunteers also saw the affected residents washing clothes with puddles of water. Worried about water safety, they have provided purification tablets for them to use. Besides assessing damages in the disaster areas, Tzu Chi volunteers have initiated donation campaigns to help.
So many? How many? 80, 90, 100?
More than 100.
Though she may have forgotten her age, the senior does not forget to help others. At her house, one can tell her fortune is not measured by money.
I was deeply touched when I saw other people making donations. I'm joyful that I can also help out.
Tzu Chi has been providing help in Domboshawa for 6 years. In the aftermath of the floods, the residents take the initiative to donate their supplies. 78-year-old Agnes is donating about 26 US cents. Since she lives by herself and does not work, this amount is nearly all of the money she has.
Besides donating money, I've also brought some clothes. After watching the news this morning, I've been really worried about my fellow countrymen who have been devastated by Cyclone Idai. I even cried.
This 3-year-old girl has taken out about 5 US cents to donate. Her mother, Dokus, who suffers from eye problems, cannot work. Dokus takes care of her 2 children on her own and usually relies on the lunches provided by Tzu Chi's free kitchen.
Okay. Saka muva ma team ngana ndiyafanira kuendesa nditi.
In just an hour's time, the amount of donations collected is limited, but these people have shown that giving is not the privilege of the rich. 2 weeks later, the Zimbabwe Tzu Chi volunteers went into the disaster area once again with materials. On the way, the truck gets stuck in some rocks on the road, and it took more than an hour to get out. After a long trip, Zimbabwe Tzu Chi disaster relief team has finally arrived in the disaster area, Chimanimani.
We have around more than 200 people. More than 200 people are homeless. And these people no longer have blankets, no longer have clothes. So this donation will go a long way in actually assisting these people.
While the volunteers originally planned to distribute aid relief to 400 households from 3 shelters, when they arrived, they discovered it was not enough. The 400 sets of aid supplies included both food and daily necessities. In addition, the volunteers also prepared some extra supplies, including okara, blankets, and jingsi multi-purpose folding beds. In the end, these will all be given to the people in the direst need.
We can distribute food to every resident. However, in terms of daily supplies, such as the folding beds, we have selected 17 people who are physically challenged or have mobility issues. We'll give them to these 17 people, regardless of which shelter they came from.
Among the volunteers on Tzu Chi's disaster relief team is a local volunteer, Jean. She grew up in Chimanimani. Cyclone Idai took away 4 of her family members. In the aftermath of her loss, she threw herself into Tzu Chi's disaster relief work.
Ebooks have been growing slowly in Taiwan, but in 2017, publishing blogs have joined the battle. The average customer is between 20 to 39 years old. Ebooks are a convenient choice for modern people who have little time to read, but some are wondering why the proportion of ebooks to the overall book market in Taiwan doesn't exceed 10%. Here is what experts say.
Such a thick book may make readers feel stressful when it comes to reading or collecting. But now with the rise of digital reading, tens of thousands of ebooks may be stored in ebook readers and enjoyed anytime and anywhere.
In Taiwan, each person has an average of 2.7 mobile phones or tablets. Everyone uses the mobile phone for an average of about 4 hours a day.
Modern people can't live without reading. It's just that the media and the patterns of reading have changed. Facebook and Line are actually a conduit for getting knowledge.
Now everyone is very busy, and then there are a lot of competitors, not just in publishing, but also online, such as videos and games. Books don't have a strong connection with readers.
How to get the books to readers? Behind the seemingly shrinking market for paperbacks, the digital reading trend is just around the corner.
Since we have no way to resist this torrent of 3C information or digital tools, we should find a way to reach new readers or give them a new way to read.
CITE is one of the first publishing groups in Taiwan to enter the ebook market. In 2011, it began to digitize the contents of its paper books. Also, leading publishing channel Bookscom TW entered the ebook market in 2017. Opening their website is easy to see prices for both paper books and ebooks. Ebooks have already entered major libraries, with some multimedia devices even taller than people. One can also borrow a book with just a few clicks. National Taiwan Normal University already has 1 million such books.
In Google, you just have to Google Play and you're able to buy books. Google sells books very cheaply. Books.com.tw has their own ebooks for sale, and you just have to download their app and can download directly.
For the hardcore readers, ebooks are an indispensable companion in life. In addition to reading ebooks through apps on mobile phones, there are ebook readers that are available.
For example, if you want to read it horizontally in rows, you can do this. You can also change the words to a smaller size. You can also choose the font that you like, but I still like the one that this publishing house chose.
At present, ebooks are divided into two major systems. System A allows for book purchases on mobile devices, such as mobile phones, and then reading through apps such as one available on Google Play or Books.com TW, mainly used for ebooks. Its advantage is that it can be used on many devices, though the disadvantage is that it can hurt the eyes through long-term use. System B is based on an ebook reader, which uses the grayscale screen of the e-ink, which is easier on the eyes but is bound to a specific reader. Specific ebook sales channels, such as in the US, Kindle is bound to Amazon, Japan's Kobo is bound to Rakuten, and Taiwan's Mu Ink is bound to Readmoo. At the moment, only Kindle provides simplified Chinese ebook readers. Kobo has just begun to provide traditional Chinese system. At the moment, the most important thing is that there are not enough ebooks provided by channel distributors. Furthermore, there's no sharing between A and B systems, and individuals are also unable to share each other's ebooks.
When you search for ebooks on their respective websites, you can look for volumes of books and you can also compare price. What is the main consideration? I think that it is price first. For example, at the book fair, the price is good. Second, I look to see if they have a lot of Chinese language books.
The most popular content on our website are novels, and then it is anime, which sells very well. As for the different categories of books, I think self-help books such as psychology and business management are the biggest sellers.
Whether the future of ebooks can be popular depends on the needs of readers. Even if we think that everyone will be willing to read digitally, many still like to watch short films of online series. In fact, what we have to do is change their behavior to find an ebook with content that attracts readers.
With Amazon announcing its arrival in Taiwan to develop the traditional Chinese ebook market and e-ink launching a colored version, there will soon be more incentives to attract people to read ebooks. Whether or not ebooks will eventually take off is something that still needs to be observed.
In China, Suzhou Jingsi Books and Cafe celebrated its 12th anniversary. The staff members and Tzu Chi volunteers organized a special tea party for everyone. Let's join them.
Suzhou Jingsi Books and Cafe is celebrating its 12th anniversary. Therefore, Tzu Chi volunteers from Shanghai, Kunshan, Wuxi, and Changzhou arrived to join the celebration.
This is a gathering and an opportunity for everyone to come together and share our thoughts on doing Tzu Chi's work. For 12 years, it's not easy for everyone because some people have left us, so we must learn from those who are still working hard in the bookstore.
The volunteers created various snacks with the food produced by Jingsi and shared the simple lifestyle promoted by Tzu Chi.
We want to use Master Genius, mindfulness, and love in countless ways to let everyone taste the simplifications of one's lifestyle. When the lifestyle becomes simple, people can live at ease.
The staff members perform sign language songs and vow to mindfully serve those who come to the Jingsi Books and Cafe.
The Tzu Chi Academy in Irvine designed a class for students to appreciate healthy diet through translate an article of vegetarianism. We'll leave you with these images and thank you for joining us. Goodbye.